Yo guys, this is Reinhardt. This is my second video on how to help you guys out in RBGs, and in this video I'm gonna be talking about MMR Nightmare. I'm gonna talk about what is it, when it occurs, why it occurs, and how to get around it. And I'm also gonna ask some kind of rhetorical bullshit called carries. I would actually like to know your own opinion about carries, what we should do regarding to that. Are they good? Are they bad? Are they necessary? Is the system fucking bad? I'm gonna give you my point of view and I'm gonna let you talk in the comments below. So let's get started. MMR Nightmare, it's a unique reoccurrence. It usually occurs at 1900, 2100 and 2200. And you get a feeling like you're stuck in a freaking kidney shot when you're fighting a rogue, when you're trying to push for those high ratings. And another thing what I noticed about MMR Nightmare, the key contributing factors about it are desperation, carries, and carried people. Now guys, I'm just gonna show you some footage in RBGs and I will still talk about the stuff that happens. The unique recurrence, why it happens, why there is desperation, carries, and the carried people. And the first thing what I noticed is that, and I talked to a lot of people, I talked to people who has like 4, 5, 24, 2200 rated RBG characters. I only have 2. I know some people have even more than me. And basically the Nightmare was actually introduced by one of the good friends of mine. His name is Rick James. I often play with his boomkin. He has his separate YouTube channel and I'm gonna annotate it below here. And basically what is gonna happen in, how does it reoccur? Let's say you're trying to push, right? And every time you push you seem to gain some rating and you're getting close to your goal. But then some kind of terrible thing happens and you drop all the way down. And then you get desperate. You want to get that rating. You want to hit that goal. You want to hit that 2200. But for fucking sakes, it's not happening. And the worst part about it is that you keep losing and losing and losing and you're dropping down even lower. The reason why I pointed out that there's a 1900 MMR Nightmare is because the 1900 people tend to actually invite maybe like 1700, 1800. They promise that they're good, or they promise that they are 2000 in arena achievement, and they get them, and these guys usually are not experienced in RBGs and they suck dick, donkey dick. So what happens in that actual time is you are replacing some of the quality players for lesser quality players, or maybe they are quality players but they're not experienced yet. Now that's with a 1900 bracket. With a 2100 bracket you also have a couple other things that you're struggling. It's usually you're trying to get 2200. Sometimes you just get so desperate that you get 2000 rated person even though he might not be up to par in experience. B, at 2100 you sometimes queue against a really high good carry at a low MMR. Thank you Blizzard very much for fucking us in the ass. And the third main reason what I noticed about that is you might get those 2200 achievement players but they are actually bad because they bought carries. So let's talk how you can actually eliminate that MMR Nightmare. First of all, from 19,000 to 2,000 higher MMR players, okay? Check out this thing. When I actually got Cartoons into my RBG group, he had 192 current rating, but his MMR was 2450. You might actually get those people who has 2200, 2300 MMR, but because they're recently coming back to game, even though maybe the gear is not up to par, their MMR is definitely can carry your team. The other one is, for God's sake, please run a legitimate comp. I'm not talking about double rested druid. Okay, you are skilled and 1900 is a freaking face roll, but guess what? You are gonna be facing some 2100 teams running a legitimate comp. You're gonna be losing those points, so please make sure you run the legitimate comp. If you have questions about what the comps you need to do and how do you need to pug, I have the first video here out on my channel and I'm gonna be annotating it at the end of this video. From 21 to 2200, hey, guess what? This is a common sense. Patience, patience, patience. Okay? There's a huge MMR Nightmare. It's really hard to get there, so be patient. Get the people that are 22 or above, maybe. Get the people who have decent MMR or decent skills. Take time making groups. Make sure that the gear is up to par and all the shit is in check. Otherwise, if you're gonna get desperate for this last 1 or 2 spots, guess what? They're gonna fuck you in the ass. Like United States taxes. So don't do that shit, okay? The second one was dodge like a freaking rogue. I'm not fucking kidding you guys. You guys are 2100, 2200. There's no way you can beat a 24, 2600 carry group that got 3 freaking noobs on their team and their MMR is like a 2150 or 2200. Guess what? Yeah, you're not gonna beat them. They have synergy, they have skills, they have best in slot gear. Not gonna happen, so make sure you know what those teams are when they're queuing and you dodge them. And the last one is MMR liftoff. Sometimes if you get a person that doesn't have a current rating but have a MMR, he will lift you up. So, or sometimes when you're very close to 2200 and there's a 2200 RBG group, get into that yourself, personally, and you most likely gonna get the 2200. Happened to me, didn't happen to me personally, but I happen to do that for quite a bit of guys out there, some of the big YouTubers too. 22 to 2300, carried people and check everything. Those are the 2 main things here. The carries are queuing at 22 to 2300 that you have to dodge. On top of that, there's a lot of people that got carried. They got their 2200 and they think that they are the shit, even though they literally are the shit. And let me reiterate on that. They think that they have achievement and that they bought carries, but no. They're actually personally good players. They're good. They're good. They're good. They just bought carries. They're good, but they bought carries. They're good. Therefore, they should be getting into 2200 RBG groups because they're good. But what happens is they fail so miserably, it's unbelievable. A very good example. We're fighting against a 2400 team. 2400 team. We got 2350 DK. We rage at his ass. Like, yo, motherfucker, call out the targets. Do some shit. Do something. Guess what happens? The idiot didn't do anything. He was sound, and then he's like, here, I'm gripping the mage. And mage turns out and blinks out. We're like, you're a fucking moron. Get the fuck out. Guess what? He rage leaves our RBG with 3 cap against a 2400 team with 9 players. That's the whole definition of getting carried. Rick James, the guy that I just talked to you about, has the footage of that actually. That's pretty freaking hilarious. So, check everything. Make sure they have arena achievement up to par, RBG arena achievements up to par. On the other hand, look for the confidence. If they're confident in themselves, most likely they can perform their job and they got it legitimately. And I want to know, the last topic of the day is carries. Are they good? Are they bad? Your thoughts. You guys know my things and feelings, and I do believe the system is broken. But remember, in my last video I said I might actually change my mind about the carries, and because I want to talk to you about something really funny that happened to me. I got grouped up with a 2400 RBG mage, and he actually bought his 2200 achievement. But guess what? He outplayed every single mage at 2400 break it that I know of, and it's freaking ridiculous because the guy did more interrupts. His damage, I was barely beating him, even though I shit on the other fire mages easily. His damage was really good. His CCs, he was top CC. He was one of the top interrupts, and a really good damage. Very good call out targets. And I approached him. I'm like, dude, how the fuck didn't hear about you? He's like, well, because I don't have access to high rated groups. I don't know what to do. And that shit happens all the time. Some people think that they actually have to buy rating in order to get into high groups so they could push higher. So it's a kind of double-edged sword. Yes, carries are bad because they keep a lot of legitimate players from 2200, but on the other hand, they're not also that bad because they give legitimate players to actually show themselves, apply themselves, and get those. I just rage at the people saying, hey, they think they're good. Well, there are actually moments where the people are actually good. In my opinion, it's a Blizzard's fault. I don't think, personally, I don't think that there should be some issue with the gear. I like how Guild Wars approaching the stuff. They're saying everybody gonna have the best gear possible and the old skills when they enter the PvP. So PvP is also only gonna be about the skills, not the gear you have. You're not gonna have a shit fest where you're gonna be looking in the trade chat and saying, hey, must have fucking cunning in order to get into my RBGs. 1900 PST. Go fuck yourself. Here's the thing, guys. Like, this is what I believe, and this is what Blizzard's faulty. People trying to get their 2200 because of their personal greed. They don't try to change the skill, and the shit is actually makes me wanna vomit. So in that case and in that retrospect, guys, I don't know how to say it, but I think that carries are partially Blizzard's fault. And maybe not even partially, it's being actually nice to Blizzard. I think it's totally fucking Blizzard's fault. They removed 2200 weapons, or keep the 2200 weapons. Fix the freaking MMR system so the new players can actually push the 2200, because right now it's an absolute bullshit, and I'll make a serious business video about the MMR Nightmare, and I would want your actual support, and I'll talk about the actual arena MMR in this case. Thank you guys for watching this video. I thought it was quick, but it's actually about 11 minutes. You guys tired of listening to my accent? Well, deal with it, because I fucking love it. And I know I can fake my accent like a true Russian, but I'm not gonna do that. So guys, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you check out the other videos. The first video is out on how to pack. Thank you for watching, and до свидания. And if you guys can, favorite, like and share this video, because it does help a lot. Thanks.